Right, good morning, and I would say good morning again because my recording bugged out because my disk was apparently full. So, fix that. Quick recap. Because we are flying today from Tanegashima towards Okinawa and reviewing our total flight, as you can see, all the way here from Whitehorse via the Alaskan chain all the way to Kamchatka and then across Japan. I don't know all the fields anymore, it's too much, it's too many. And now we are starting our crossing of basically the Pacific. Long-term planning will probably be Taiwan, then Philippines, then Indonesia, and then Papua New Guinea towards effectively Australia. This is our flight for today, and we're gonna take some VORs. It's over water. I'm gonna climb to 8 or 10,000 feet, depending on, well, weather, aircraft, etc. And it should take us roughly 1 hour 45 minutes, so I'm not sure if I'll record everything or that I'll pause in between. We'll see that. Like I said, my recording bonked, so this is basically a new recording. Without all the preparations that we already did. And we are basically set to, yeah, what shall I say? Hit the skies, so to speak. So, flaps to 10. Strobe on, landing lights on, taxi lights on, we're already on. And we are set for takeoff. Here we go. Full throttle, hands on the throttle, max power achieved. We have a very stiff headwind, so taking off would be no real difficulty. No, here we go already. Nice and easy. Positive rate, gear up. .200 feet up, flaps up. Pull back the climb power, so that the 24 manifold pressure, 2400 on the RPM. And we'll keep the mixtures full because that adds cooling to the engines. Now our desired heading is 215, so we're gonna take that slowly. Probably also use some autopilot stuff between, because you know this is not VFR flying from visual mark to visual mark. This is just follow the heading. Landing and taxi lights can go off. We'll hit some cloud. Let's see how we go. And we're getting into warmer climate. It was 10 degrees, 11 degrees, but temp is falling as we're climbing. So if we get into ice, we have to go down, 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 and then our high altitude plan will go to north. Then I'll take a lower range, because as you know, the Aerostar 600 is not equipped for flight into known icing. And you can bet your ass that a cloud around 0 degrees will contain ice. Will let us pick up ice. Now here we are. I'm gonna set autopilot on the heading and attitude. Meanwhile, maintaining with our throttles 24 manifold pressure. As we ascend, manifold pressure will drop, of course, as the air gets thinner. This aircraft doesn't have a turbocharger, these engines, so eventually we will hit a ceiling, and I expect that will be around 8 to 10,000 feet. The ceiling is of course for an aircraft when it can no longer maintain a minimum of 100 feet a minute on climb. Right now it's fine, it's 1500 feet per minute. As you can see, I'm climbing it on the outside of the white mark on the speedo. That's usually a good scenario for oh, forgot my transponder, bad boy. That's a good setting overall for climbing an aircraft at the end of the white mark. Being the full flaps, max full flaps speed normally. Now let's see where we end up. How high is the clouds? Oh, that's not too bad. Already getting into the blue. Everything's in the green, everything is fine. All pressures and temperatures are okay. And a bit more manifold pressure. I'm now on full throttle. And already I can't maintain 24 on the left engine. The right engine I can. Interestingly, the left engine has the massive spark plugs, while the right engine has the fine wires. I don't know if they're related, but in any case, the left engine is producing slightly less power than the right one, as you can see. Not worrisome, not at all, but it is fun or nice or whatever you want to call it to see how different engines, you know that there are two engines, so you would never have two engines running perfectly aligned. And I may have added a bit to that because of the different spark plug settings. I'm gonna put this one down a bit, auto pitch, because I see my speed dropping. Now I will level off when my throttles hit around 20 manifold pressure. Yeah, 20 inch manifold pressure. For me that's a good setting. And then we'll take back the props and lean back mixtures. Coming up on 9,000 feet, so my estimate was quite accurate. Yeah, I'm gonna level her off. Take altitude. Add some heat, because it's getting cold again. Some speed build up. It is quite cloudy, meaning that we're doing the right thing on VORs. Taking back the RPMs to, let's say, 2200 RPM. And I'm taking back the props, the mixtures. And now I'm gonna lean. And now I'm gonna go back, because you heard the engine start to sputter. Yeah, it already comes around 12 gallons an hour. It's nice to have a lean-to and that you can look at the temperatures, but exhaust gas temperatures, but in the end it doesn't really matter much. Right. And we are settled, and we are getting a signal. 126 miles, 40 minutes, time to station. Ground speed is 189. Okay, that means we are not having a tailwind. Or slightly. Time to station is 39. Okay, what I can also do now, of course, is set this straight and then hit nav. So now the autopilot will follow the nav radial that we're on towards the station instead of our heading. Which is nice considering now we are factoring in wind. Right, regarding our aircraft. Still dirty. And like I mentioned yesterday, there's not a whole lot of bugs build up on the engine. And the engines and the nose and the tail, just a bit. I'm expecting that when we get to more tropical climate in the Philippines, this will get a lot worse. We had some bug accumulation on the on our northern track along the Bering Sea. And then all of a sudden it disappeared, so I'm guessing some over-anxious Russian cleaned our plane because he had nothing else to do. I don't know what happened there. I certainly didn't clean it. Now we will see, because the accumulation of dirt or bugs in Japan wasn't all that much. This is the whole Japan trip we splattered up here, so it's not a whole lot. Right, well, this is tending probably a bit boring for viewing. So you can see what we're doing now. We are 120 miles out, roughly shy under 37 minutes, and we are leaned and set up, and we're flying towards our first island. When we get there, I will come back on my recording. For now, I'm gonna pause it, because like I said, this is not a whole lot of viewing for others. So, pausing, and see you soon. And we are back, as you can see. We just passed our VOR marking, and we already have one on the second. So we're gonna change course towards the second one. I'm just gonna change course to this one. We have a hefty side wind, it would seem. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just dial in 11225 on this one. Now this will move, of course. Well, I should have put the autopilot on heading first, but okay, this will work, this will work. Now that takes up a new heading, and our final destination, Naha, has a VOR station 116.5. So I'm gonna do this in this one. When it comes up, it will show here. Not much to see, it's above cloud stuff. Everything is running smooth. But as you can see, it's oh, there should be an island here, but oh, there it is. I just passed it a bit. Not much navigational stuff on the visuals to do, except of course when we would be lower, but that would hurt our fuel economy and speed. This is nice, although the wind is doing something, because we have a ground speed of 182, 183 and an airspeed of 175, so it's slightly higher. So considering that we had we have a discrepancy on the course versus our heading, I'm saying that we have a fairly big side wind. Oh, crosswind. Oh, there's an island too. Okay. So yeah, not a lot of stuff going on, except just following our radials. Now for our next station, almost 100 miles, 32 minutes. And as I said, not a lot of stuff going on. So I'm gonna pause again, because this is just yeah, maintaining engines. Not as fun as VFRing around islands, that's for sure. But aircraft is fine, aircraft is smooth, everything's good. So if anything happens or the next waypoint is there, I'm back. And we are back. As you can see, we are about Roni, and coming up on the island of Okinawa. So what I'm gonna do, this one's already set and already in, so I already have a sign on it. We are 8 miles from the island of Roni, which you can see already over here, 2 minutes flight. Now the cloud cover is quite immense, so I'm gonna basically I'm gonna basically descend over the water and coming below the clouds at Okinawa. Then we have something to see as well. But first I'm gonna reach our channel, this one, so 116.5. First set our heading. But you can see that we have a still quite a discrepancy here. So heading mode. Now do it somewhat more better than we did on the last time. Detect the radial. And now also set it back to nav. There we go. 22 minutes out, 69 miles. Now we're gonna start our ascent. So I'm gonna reset our attitude. Click. And I'm gonna turn this one down so that we get a descent of roughly 1000 feet a minute. That should be good. Definitely. Yeah. So this is the island of Roni. Did I say that correctly? Roni. Rory. Joron. The island of Joron. It's completely built up by the looks of it. Very small island. There is an airfield here. You can see it. Yeah, that's over there. So yeah, it's a very built up island. Fun to see. For our descent, I'm gonna keep the manifold at 20, roughly. Because as we descend, of course, we'll go into thicker air, so the manifold pressure will go up again. I will raise mixture to 12 to 13 so that we don't get into a wrong mixture. That should be it. That should be it. Right. Speed is going up, so I'm gonna put us back to 15. Manifold pressure. So we don't overspeed. Right, let's do a quick check. Best runway would be 36, either left or right. We have 2 runways. Okay, let's see how we can approach that. And coming through the clouds, this is the northern tip of Okinawa. I don't know much about Okinawa itself, other than that it's a huge... That has been a huge battlefield in the Second World War, capturing the mainlands for bomber and fighter bases in preparation of the invasion of Japan, but also as a emergency landing pad for any bombers that had issues coming back. Mounted, it's hilly, it's not high, and it's quite large. If you say, for instance, Imojima was a very small island. A lot of islands in the Marianas that were invaded by the Americans in the war were also quite small. Okinawa is quite big. And from what I know of it, it has seen some of the most brutal fighting in the war. Especially with the advanced landing of the Marines. In any case, it's a long stretched island, and on the south tip we will find our airport Naha. Also we're passing Kadena Air Base, which has a well, basically an airspace that we officially may not cross. So I'm keeping my VOR heading for now, but we'll probably let's bottom out here. This is fine. Some throttle. Mixers are still on the 12, and that should be good. Keep the speed up a bit. So when we get to the Kadena airspace, which is basically the whole landmass behind this peninsula over here, we'll just stay over the sea and skirt the island, keeping out of the forbidden airspace. Now the airport, one of the runways, the earliest runway, is built on the coast itself, and there was a second runway built up on an artificial island. Both are north-south related runways. We'll see that on a Straight course will be there in 30 minutes. It will be a bit more, of course. As you can see already here, we will be crossing this land, and this is where Kadena Air Base is. So we're not gonna cross that, we're gonna go a bit to the right of that. So let's say 15 minutes from now we'll be on the ground. So yeah, I can imagine the battles here being fierce because of all the hills and the trees and all the nooks and crannies that this island seems to have. And from what I know, the Japanese were masters at digging tunnels on almost all of their more hilly islands that they occupied during the wars. The war. Yeah. Okay, you see we're coming up on this land here, so I'm gonna put this baby a bit to the right and then go for a heading setting. Just keep the autopilot lit, let it keep us to the side of the land. Very small rock over there. There's a town over here. Does the town have a name? The town of Nago. And on the other side that is Motobu. Motobu. Small towns. Must admit I don't know a lot about the history of Japanese islands, or for this part of the world for that matter. Now on the back end of the like elbow over here, there should be Kadena Air Base, and our destination will be somewhere here. You can just see it through the haze. So what we're gonna do is basically round this elbow, stay on the left, on the right side, so keep the land on the left, and at the very tip we should find Naha, where we'll do a left-hand approach on runway 36. Left or right? Let's see how it works out. Next flight will probably also follow some islands to land roughly on middle of the coast of Taiwan at the Hua Line. I think that's a good spot, because from Hua Line I can just follow the coast south. Maybe even land again, southern tip of Taiwan before crossing towards the Philippines. Or going in one go, I'm not sure yet. What does the temperature do? Still just above 0. I would expect it to be warmer already here. Seeing as far south as we are, I tend to compare the latitude that we are on the latitudes of Europe. If I compare that, then we're at the 26 north, 27 north. So then we're Sahara level, basically. That's basically Sahara level. So of course that's a different climate. That's a land climate and a desert, of course, but large landmass. We don't have it here. It's all water, but still, I would expect temperatures to go up here. Now I'm gonna check this. If I go to Naha, weather station Naha, should be around 19 degrees today. So it should get warmer when I go down. When I look for Hua Line, that's Taiwan. Hualien, not Hualien, Hualien. The north of the Philippines is 21 at the moment. Must be, but it's evening there, of course, now, live. The south of the Philippines is 26 degrees. Yeah, definitely. Definitely getting warmer there. Interesting to see. Just on my temperature map. Right. What you see over here, these runways, this is Kadena, and the whole airspace here. You can check that on a little nav map, but also of course on other scenarios. Apart from the tip that we're now flying up on, is all military airspace, so we won't be going there. I'm guessing Kadena is a base that the Americans built when they took Okinawa, and then kept it as a base. Pretty sure of that. Now, as we cross this point over here, we're gonna move our heading pointer to the left to have more southerly course towards our final destination, which is only 50 miles away, so it's very close. So what I'm also going to do is descend a bit more. I'm guessing this is our destination over here. Not really sure, we'll see. So first we're going to descend a bit more. So back to attitude. And back to turning this knob down until we start descending. Put it at around 1000, that's good. And pull our throttles to 15 so we don't overspeed. Now as we do that and we pass this tip over here and we pass the Kadena airbase, I'm gonna look at our new direct heading 203. I'm gonna turn 205. Let's see how we pan out. Just keep the land on our left. I'm pretty sure this is Naha because of the extra bit here. I think that's the secondary runway that they built up in the sea. Japanese have done that a lot. It's a very expensive way to build an airline, but it's so airport. But there are so many artificial islands that Japanese made for modern airports. And it could be for noise abatement, could be for the countryside. You've seen in Japan, it's a lot of hills and then low mountains, very low amount of really flat areas. So that might probably be it. Digging off a mountain is even more expensive than just filling in an island, especially if it's not that deep. If the coast is very easygoing, not very steep on the water, then that must be it, logically speaking. As we can see, oh, I pressed something again. Autopilot off. I tend to press the directional key, but it does something. It does something unnatural and does not slave it anymore. If I put it on slave, let's see when it comes back. We are at roughly 210, so this should turn to 210 as well, but it'll take a while. Let's see how long it takes. I'm gonna put it to 18, 30 degrees off. Let's see it slave. And in the meantime, this is our airfield. Naha airfield at Okinawa. Now for our approach, and we need to take the south runway, one of them. Probably take the left-hand one. Big city of Naha. I've got this image of Okinawa being really sparsely populated. In the war years, I guess, but oh, maybe I'm mistaken. Because this is pretty built up. This is a proper city. Not a village or a town. Yeah, so here we have the airport. Now basically we're coming in a bit stupidly, direct on downwind. Normally you would come in from over there and then just fly in on a T-bone, then enter downwind. I'm gonna do it here. External lights. Take back throttle, and I'm gonna increase mixtures to full. Feet. And I'm gonna set flaps 10 to drop some speed off. And lower the gear. There we are. Keep her at 1,000. We won't start descending until we're heading in on the base leg. Our landing point should be roughly 45 degrees behind, which it is now, the white markers. Now we're gonna pull throttle more. Start descending. To red base. Flaps to 20. And slow turn in. Flaps to final. 30 degrees is fine. Long runway. Pitch of the props to full fine. Pumps, I forgot the pumps. Pumps are on. Just a precaution. In case the engine fuel pumps shut down or fail. And now we just pull it towards the runway on the throttles. Keep it on a slow descent. Keep it on the center line. I think I tend to land this aircraft a bit too stalled, so I'm gonna do that. Not gonna do that now. Keep the speed a bit more up. But I don't want to bounce. Bounce is bad. Always makes you land the second time harder. Okay, throttle's closed. Keep her flying. Keep flying. Approaching stall. Yeah, that's better. Earlier flights I stalled her out a bit too high, and then you get sloppiness. It tends to fall away over the wing. Flaps up. Oh, transponder off. Pumps off. Landing light off, strobe off. Cut the corner, why don't you? I have no idea where the parking is, but I'm guessing it's on the other side. Because this is only the artificial island runway. So thumb wheeling my way. I'm switching my way on the taxi wheel with nose gear. Here we are, Okinawa. Yeah, something of a land bridge over there. Bit more throttle, keep her rolling. It's now 30 degrees in the cabin, which is weird. It's 20 degrees here, yeah, so indeed, almost 20 degrees. Keep her straight. So you can see what a difference this makes. Don't need a heater anymore. Not at ground level at least. 20 degrees is nice. main terminal and all the other traffic stuff. It's big stuff over there. I'm guessing all Nippon ANA, the Yol, maybe some Cathay. Where do I go? I could ask GSX, of course. Where's my wheel that not respond? Parking. Show me this spot and activate. On my right. Oh, over there. Okay. Copy that. Bit too fast now. Using a thumb switch is nice, but I also want to maintain my throttle, so it's both right hands, so that's a bit naughty. And the cockpit's on the left, but I don't have a left-right tumbler switch on my yoke. Those are up-down ones. Could set it to my head switch, of course, but I'm guessing that's my welcoming committee. Let's check again. Yeah, there it is. Okay. How do I line up here? I'm guessing. Take this left. Right, I mean. And then head in here, but the lines do not match up with Parky guy. Okay, I'm fine with that. Ignore the lines. Big aircraft taking off. And that's fine for me. Park and brake set. Pitot heat off. Taxi in. Light off. Pulling the left mixture. Pulling the right mixture. Ignition's off. Electronics off. Fuel off. Cabin fan off. Let's turn. And then alternator off and batteries off. Right. And we are in Okinawa. Very nice. Now, let's plan ahead. Make a new schedule. I'm gonna take this one from departure. And let's see, yeah, Hualien is best over here. This is also a city and it's kind of a bulge. There's a river over here and over here, so it should be easy to find. Yeah, so Hualien's destination. Now we're gonna cross some islands. I'm not gonna do completely over the water. So I'm gonna take Shimoshima VR. This is just visual. So I'm gonna take this VR. This is then a visual along the way. This is over the island. We also have a VR here. Shall I take that? 146. That's kind of a long way. Yeah, let's do that. No, not airport. I want to add this one. Let's do this next time, which would give us a 2-hour flight again, and then we will be in Taiwan. Cool. Okay, this was it. We're in Okinawa. A lot of traffic going on here. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.